What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Keeping It Real. And as you've seen in the last video, we got a bunch of stuff. I'm wearing the same shirt. It's the same day. Today, you're going to be watching me turn this tank into a beautiful beta tank for this beauty. Again, got the DUMBO beta. White, beautiful fins. Just a gorgeous, gorgeous fish. And we're going to make this tank beautiful and get it nice and ready for them. But we got some water running into these tanks, filling up, doing a water change. Going all the way up. We plug it in. It's going. It's rushing. It's rushing. And we got to make sure that it's not leaking out the other side. Nope. Look at all the air bubbles go. Beautiful. So this is easier when I'm doing water changes for the whole fish room. It's going crazy because it's pushing all the air bubbles and all the excess water out of it. I can just take this from the sink and then add in the chlorine stuff afterwards to get rid of that. Because for these, I'll put in some RODI water, but not all RODI water. Just because it's a lot easier doing it this way. So we'll get to this tank next. Get the top back off. Bunch of beautiful fish. Got a lot of bubbles going on. Anyway, that's not this video. And like you saw, we got this all, water change, get back to the RODI system. They're loving it. Everyone's Oh, hello. We need a name for this starfish, chocolate chip starfish. Drop it down in the comments and let us know. All right, so what I'm thinking, we get a nice gravel bottom layer. Maybe a little bit of sand. We're going to be taking components from different tanks and throwing them into this one. And the piece of resistance, this piece of spider wood that I've had, it's going to be going in it. If it fits, I hope. It should be like a perfect, beautiful fit. And I mean, it's a beautiful piece of wood.
That's what she said.
But take some sand from in here, a little bit of gravel from in here, put the Java moss on this. And I want to put borsad, is what I call it. Look at all these little cories. Beautiful panda cories everywhere. There's a leopard nanio. Anyway, they're getting overtaken in this tank. I want to pull them up and then run CO2 in this tank instead. See if we can get a beautiful carpet. It's much easier to get a carpet of that in a smaller tank than it is in a big 55-gallon. And now we got the water flowing in the next tank. This one, got to clean up some algae in here. Yeah, this one is, look at the color on this guy. And he's not even in breeding mode. It's beautiful, beautiful fish. And of course, we got no name. And the cute little puffer fish that my camera doesn't want to focus on. Boom, hello. Just look at the tail on this guy. Look at the, look at the whiskers we got going on this albino. That one I believe is going to be a female because, look how thick it is. But the tail on the big guy, it's a beautiful fish. They're all growing up. I remember when they were this big. All right. I've been looking for this pipette for like 2.5 weeks. Are you kidding me? It's just been floating in here. I've been looking for this. Okay, anyway, back to the video. All right, so we took some sand out of here, got it rinsed, and I'm thinking about doing a sand layer at the bottom, so that way the roots, when I put nutrient like tabs or whatever, like the fertilizer, of course, it's not just escaping through all the rocks. It can be in the sandy layer, and then the roots can go into the sand if they want to, or whatever they want to do, they're gonna do. So, all right, so here's the view of the tank. We're gonna move this somewhere, and I just dropped the net in there, so that's not big. Throw that into this tank. This is obviously not a pretty tank, but it's not used for any fish. It's just for. Okay, this one's gonna be a lot tougher than I thought. We're gonna have to move this, set that up. Move the light. Alright, yep, we're working. All right. And move all of this and just kind of scoot all the rocks over here. This water is freezing. Here. Let's make this water as dirty as possible, huh? Perfect. We got the rocks, and we're gonna take it to the sink and rinse them out. Okay, so I didn't record me putting the rocks in, but they're in there, and I'd say it looks pretty darn good. Got a lot of sand over on this side, less sand on this side. We'll start planting over there. Now it's time to grab out the dwarf sage. So all this tall stuff is either corkscrew valve or jungle valve. These little plants right there where my finger is, the ones back there that you can barely see, those are dwarf sage. So I'm gonna have to reach my hand in here. All right, so there's actually quite a bit more multiplying in there than I thought. We actually left some in there, you know, just to keep it going in multiple places. But as you can see, they're connected, so they were growing underground and reproducing. And I also pulled this. I don't remember what it is, but it's gonna go in that tank. And then a bunch of this, I'm pretty sure this is jungle valve. Look how thick those runners are. So I've just been putting them in there. And then we might have to give a trim down the middle later on, but. Okay, so we actually float tested this. Since it's been on the water so long, it just floats up to the surface again. So after I put Java moss, we're gonna be using fishing line to tie it on here, and then since it's not floating, we're gonna tie this, you know, somewhere like right there, so that way it kind of sits in the water until it's waterlogged again, I guess. And I cannot find the scissors, so we will be using fire. Fire. Anywho, let's get to tying. As you can see, we've got so much just other plants that are just in here. So we're gonna be tied around. Get out of here. Here, let's just wrap it around this. We'll get some. I lost my string.
20 minutes later.
And this is where we burn it. I'm gonna go find the scissors. Found them. And we clip. I always do this. I never put enough gravel or stuff in it. But I mean, it's put down, that's not pretty. Eventually that can go away. Dwarf sage is in there. It looks bad right now, but I mean, give it time and see what happens. The roots will go back down into the soil, will find their way. And yeah, I mean, it'll take a couple, months maybe, but it's all staying on. Sorry about the glare. I can fix that. Like I said, it's gotta, all the sediment's gotta settle back down, get filtered out. We gotta get a heater in it, switch the light. But it's not the worst looking. I think it has potential. You can't tell me this doesn't have potential. Get some CO2 pumping in there, get a black background. I think it'll look nice. Anyhow, we're not gonna be moving the beta into it today. Gonna let it settle. I'll do that, probably won't get it on camera, and then next time you see a video, we'll get an update. Anywho, thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, don't forget, keep it real.